10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your popcorn ready. But also, today's the first day of Black History Month. Not lost on me, it's the shortest month of the year, but anyway, I'm going to get into that right now. But I want to talk again about Hank Aaron. And listen, let me put this out there also. You folks know that last year during Black History Month, I featured a story every day on Facebook. I'm going to use a lot of those here. People loved them. And folks, listen, get your, and this isn't from me. This isn't about building up my numbers. This is about our kids learning history in a different way and hearing some things that they're not going to learn in school. Okay? Have your kids, have teenagers, have your neighbors, watch these. Watch these because you're going to hear a lot of stuff that you haven't heard before about some of the great heroes. And yeah, some of them are white too. You know, I caught some flack for that, but we'll talk about that later also. But I want to start out once again talking about Hank Aaron, who tied Babe Ruth's record of 714 home runs, which was probably the most hallowed record in all of sports. And it was April 5th, 1974, when Aaron tied Babe Ruth's record. Now, that was the 6-year anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King. And typical Hank Aaron, all he did, because they were playing in Cincinnati, home of the Cincinnati Reds, all he asked for, if it happened there, he wanted a moment of silence in deference to the assassination of Dr. King. Now, as I said, Bowie Kuhn, commissioner of baseball, refused to go. In most of the sports, most of the times, the commissioner of whatever league is going to be there for a record like that, he refused to go. So that tells you what he was about. But Cincinnati said no. They weren't going to give a moment of silence. That it was a rule, a policy that they had, that they didn't get into race and they didn't get into politics. It was basically their version of today's shut up and dribble. You know, where some people have that attitude, and the lady from Fox News definitely came out and said it. Laura Ingraham, shut up and dribble. But that was typical Hank Aaron. In his moment to shine, he wanted to shed light on the memory and the greatness of Dr. King. Now, I know for a fact, in my 3.5-hour stage interview with Jim Brown, he said Hank Aaron was okay. You know, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he didn't agree with the way Hank Aaron did things. He said Hank Aaron never stood up for civil rights. He said he didn't do it. You have to do it when the kitchen's hot. And he was saying that Hank Aaron waited till his career was on the downside and over before he said anything. Well, he was wrong about that. He was grossly wrong about that. It was so bad for Hank Aaron. That should have been a great time in his life. But he was going through death threats, and they had security around him. Well, he had his own private security for him and his family because there were so many death threats. Thousands of letters came in threatening him with all kind of language being used, and he kept them. He kept most of them just to always remember what he went through. It was so bad that, and they're still there, the major newspaper in Atlanta is the AJC, Atlantic Journal-Constitution. Hear me loud and clear on this. They already, when Dr. King was alive, they had an obituary prepared. They had an obituary prepared so that the day he got assassinated, they wouldn't get caught off guard. They would already have it. Man, that's about as deep as it gets. You know, Hank Aaron, hammering, not just the ball, but he did it with civil rights. He's an American hero. He's a black hero. He's about black history. He's about American history. This guy, was not able to celebrate the biggest record in all of sports, beating the biggest record in all of sports. He wasn't able to celebrate it. He was just glad it was over. He had said that was one of the worst times of his life. Picture that. One of the worst times of his life. He was just glad it was over. That's a sad commentary. It's truthfully, a terribly sad commentary. Rest in peace. Rest in power, Mr. Hank Aaron. It's truly a man's man and truly an icon and a hero. So I just wanted to put that out there. You're going to see more comments daily during Black History Month. But like I said, please tell your kids, teenagers, adults, whoever, to check some of these out. If they don't like them, they don't like them. But check out one or two. And I kind of guarantee that they'll want to come back. It has nothing to do with me. It's about the message. It's about some of the stuff that is not in books or people don't know about. So thank you for joining me today. Continue to check out my website. I know it takes a while because there's a lot of content there. Go to BobbyRamos.com. And don't forget on this YouTube channel to click subscribe. Yes, I still stutter spoke sometimes. And I don't clean it up because that's something I've always talked about to kids and everybody else about how you can do anything you want to do. Here I was, I couldn't answer a phone for like 20 years because of my stuttering. And I ended up doing television and radio and talking to you people. So I don't clean up my stutters. You know, I don't stutter nearly like I did years ago. But it's real, and it is what it is. And that's that. So I hope you enjoyed today. And I hope everybody's safe in all the snow. And I'll catch you next time on your show and mine, Bobby Ramos, Bottom Line. Ha ha! Nice shirt, huh? I know.